You're such an asshole.
Old Claire Meister continuing on. Hi, Aaron. I just said 38,000 video response. Please leave it anonymous. All right, let's go to your original request. I'd like a video response of your opinion on my situation. Please keep me anonymous. Thank you very much for announcing that up front. I feel like I have a very strange relationship with my family, but maybe I'm just confused or expecting too much. I'll try to make this as brief and objective as possible. I'm a 27-year-old female. I grew up in a typical Midwestern suburb, middle-class upbringing. My dad was a software engineer and my mom was a stay-at-home mom. Financially, things were stable, but I felt neglected in the sense that my parents didn't give me any guidance. My mom has watched TV nearly 15 hours a day or more for as long as I can remember. Okay, so then you didn't feel like you were neglected. You were neglected. Actually, I want to find your mom and break her throat. Because if I had a kid and I chose between, let me go hang out with this kid and fucking rough it up and, play jokes on it and all that other crap, or watch TV, I'd prefer to hang out with the kid. But your mom obviously decided TV is more important than you, which is sad. All right, so your mom doesn't love you. Let's start here right now. In this first 3 sentences, your mom doesn't love you. Fuck your mom, okay? She loves TV more than her daughter, so fuck her. My dad worked at the grocery shopping and cook center. Okay, so your mom's a parasite on top of it. She didn't even do like the standard thing. He's the quintessential socialist Bernie lover. Oh, so he's a cuck too. Are you sure that's your dad? I'm being deadly serious. Are you sure your dad is your dad? Because if he's that much of a pussy, your mom, maybe I don't know. This sounds like the typical Democrat household where they're all about themselves and fuck the children, and a government check in the government is way more important than their own children. All right. He can't even defend his political positions, but he just scoffs and says nothing when you question them. Yeah, well, that's every socialist. It's sad that he's a computer programmer. Sad that he spent half his life paying for other people, but don't mention that to him because he can't do math. They pushed me towards college and career with no talk of marriage or my future family. I had to take a practice SAT test since the 6th grade. And when I was in my early 20s, my mom suggested I just get knocked up. All right. Again, more evidence your mom is a piece of shit. And this is I know, it's your mom. You came out of her vaginal cavity. Are we done with that now? Can we talk about this person and assess her as a truly independent somebody else type of person? This is a disgusting human being. Your mom is a piece of shit. I would, frankly, go through emancipation. I would talk to your lawyer. Make sure that you don't owe her anything. Your mom is just a disgusting human being. It's not my opinion. I know it's your mom. It doesn't change the fact that this is a pathetic, inferior, worthless piece. Practically pushing evil, I'd say. Probably pushing evil. I'll give a lot of people a lot of leeway. Oh, you came up in the ghetto or the trailer park or the barrio. All right, you didn't know any, but I'll grant you that. Millennials majoring in stupid shit, thinking they're like fucking genius. Oh, okay, I'll grant you a little bit. But that is a disgusting piece of shit human being that you have as a mother. And they genuinely acted as if they had never experienced any of the completely normal issues I was going through. It seemed to me like a lazy cop-out. Yeah, but they defended it by saying they didn't want to encroach on my freedom. Oh my God! So they didn't want to raise you. They were you? And I got to this earlier. Like I asked you, did you have other brothers? You do, and you're an oopsie baby. So she was 43 since I was born. So you're an oopsie baby. You inconvenienced them, and they're just like, yeah, fuck off. I wish I was being dramatic. I wish I was, but no. You were an unwanted child who your parents obviously didn't want when they're like, well, fuck you, go to yeah, I'm too busy watching TV. And what was she sipping not sipping bonbons, eating bonbons and sipping wine while she was watching, what was this, Days of Our Lives even on? Yeah, I'm sorry you weren't wanted. Your parents are evil people and you must escape from them. Seemingly is going to defend and encroach on my freedom. Well, as Roos said in his blog, women need guidance my dad just refused to get. Yeah, well, your dad's also a pussy. I mean, I'm sorry. I wish I always try, parents love it. Your parents don't love you. Your dad loves government cock more than he loves you. Your mom just frankly doesn't give a shit about you. And at the age of 27, I'm so you should be confused. I'm not ripping on you. You know, in a genetic sense, blood is thicker than water. But if I ever met your parents and I had like a terminally ill disease, I think I'd break both their necks. I would beat the fucking shit out of them. That's assuming what you're saying is true. Assuming you're not going for like pity play and all that other bullshit. Your parents don't love you. They love themselves. Well, they might love you, but they certainly love themselves more and their convenience more than you. I also have a half brother. Oh. An adopted brother and sister, all they're about 10 years older or so. I have aunts, uncles, and cousins on both parents' sides. We all live so far apart, Ohio, California, and Florida. Only my parents and my sister live in the same state as me. I come from a quiet, polite, formal English family, so it's always been normal that we don't spill all of our problems on each other. Yeah, but what are you going to do? Look, you got a half-brother adopted. This sounds like a Franken family. And I admire the intention of people who truly adopt children because they can't have their own. But it sounds like your parents are just doing it for themselves. They sound like liberal fucking pussies. They sound like Angelina Jolie. I want to adopt black kids from Africa, so I feel so good. Like, do you think Angelina Jolie actually gives a shit about their goddamn black children? You know, that's the problem. And this is what's eerie. If it was like, oh, they're religious and they want to, okay, I understand coming from a religious background and you want to help out, you know, save some kids out of poverty. Cool. Very admirable. But when your parents don't even give you the time of day and you got a half-brother because your mom was a whore and that's what she was, and you got adopted children, but your dad's all about the state, they really don't love their children. They really don't understand that humans are the most important thing. They seem to me to be very selfish individuals that want to adopt children and have it for themselves. They like the idea of having children. They don't like the responsibility that comes with raising them. So, the fact you guys don't spill each other's problems on each other, it's not surprising because your guys are so far apart. And why would you? Who's going to help you? Unless you're the typical woman that likes to complain just for the sake of complaining. You don't want a man to solve the problems. But I still thought the love was there. There may have been love, but they loved themselves more than you. Well, 3 years ago, I really started to question my own family. My adopted brother died at the age of 33 of a drug overdose. Really? Really? No kidding. Here's one thing I want you... We can get anything from this consultation. I don't want you killing yourself, all right? That's not right. Your brother at 33 died. He could have changed thoughts. He could have gotten rid of the family. He could have done a billion other things. But your parents were so bad at raising your family, your brother decided to kill himself at 33. I've known families where the kid kills themselves or wants to kill himself or herself, and it's shitty parents. It's horrendously shitty parents. Please, while you're here, your mom and dad fucked, okay? They didn't want you, okay? You're here. You're here. This is what I had to go through myself. Kind of like, I'm here. All right? There's no support. There's no bullet. You're here. What do you want to do with it? Please don't kill yourself. Please don't do a drug overdose. Go do something. Go find a life. Go raise a good family. Hell, you don't even have to raise. You can do what I do. Fuck family. I'm just here. I'm just here. I'm gonna enjoy some good scotch. I'm gonna go fish. I'm gonna go shoot guns. I'm gonna ride my motorcycle. I'm gonna visit beautiful things in Canada. Don't become that. But realize that if your siblings, half or not, full or not, are already bumping themselves off, you're probably in the right and your parents are probably in the wrong. So let's establish that right now. Your parents are wrong. They were already wrong before in my mind, but now they're doubly wrong. There's no doubt in my mind your parents are fuck-ups. And they're toxic. You should probably get rid of them and step away from them. Maybe keep some tangential contact with them. But these are bad people to have in your life. He'd been struggling with issues for a long time. Basically his whole life since his biological parents straight up neglected him at birth and didn't want him. Kind of like the adoptive parents. That would probably leave some scars. I respect my parents a lot for adopting him. But yeah, but did they spend time with him? Or was your mom like watching TV? And your dad's like, I have to suck the government cock a little more. Oh, Obama. Oh, like his balls. Fuck the children. I have to suck Obama's cock some more. I respect my parents a lot for them, but it was honestly a horrible match. My brother was like one of those guys who could star in Jackass, and my dad just rejected him and called him a dumb to his face. What the fuck? All right, as this goes on, I'm like, oh, was I a little too harsh on our parents? No, your parents fucking suck. Your parents are evil, disgusting people. Look, I'm an asshole, and I'd be on. If I ever had to adopt a kid, I'd be on that kid's ass every fucking day. Like, hey, we're gonna. But there'd be love. There'd be an explanation. There'd be a discussion. Do you understand why I'm kicking your ass right now? Do you understand why I'm so hard that you get good grades? Your dad just calls him dumb? Why did he adopt him? What, he wanted another kid to kick around and abuse? Let me know where your dad is. When I get a terminally ill disease, I'll go hunt him down. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, I'm going to die, and you're coming with me. Not really. That would be illegal. So he had absolutely no masculine guidance to set him straight. Well, yeah, your dad sounds like a pussy. Anyways, after he died, I thought my family would reach out to me. Nope. To this day, my parents talk crap about him, and the rest of my family said nothing to me. Then a year later, I got married. I eloped with my husband because we didn't have money for a wedding. I frankly had no interest in a big wedding. Okay, that's smart. I go with you there. I also still felt betrayed by the way they didn't care about my brother. Yeah! I announced it to everyone after the fact via email since they all live across the country. Well, once again, I got no reply except for a couple text messages and a congratulations email from some cousins. You have the proof. You have the evidence and the proof. This is not your family. This is not your family. Your husband's your family. And this is maybe a good starting scene. Unless I read further down the email and then you guys got divorced, well then. But you and your husband, you are the family. That is your life. That is your future. I would totally cut myself off from these people. I announced it to everyone. In fact, via email since they all live across. No one even asked about him. I guess everyone is too busy. No, people don't care. Get that through your head. Also get this through your head when your father dies and you find out that he didn't save enough for money, and your mom all of a sudden she's like your best friend and she's going to say, I gave you birth, you owe me retirement. Yeah, fuck them. Fuck them. Congratulations. I got to be. The worst part is that no one has shown any interest in talking to my husband, getting to know him or what he's like. Yeah, what did I tell you? They love themselves more than you. Did you not see this with the behavior? I know you're the kid. I know. They love themselves more than you, which is disgusting. I mean, the whole concept of love is that you probably love somebody more than you love yourself. Which there's a few, but there's a handful of them where I love them more than I do myself. Like, hey, you got to kill yourself or this person dies. Like, then there's others. I'm like, I'm kind of a cool guy. If that guy dies and I live, the world would probably be better off. But then there's like my little niece. Oh my God, no, not even a second thought. My little nieces, no, there's no way. But anyway, the whole point is that's true love. Like, and your parents don't have that for you, which every parent should have for the children. But most don't. Most baby boomers don't. Most baby boomers like, I'm all jerking off myself. I'm too busy. Come on, baby, light my fire. And that's the baby boomer generation ever. Like, what the heck? Now I get she has issues since she is also neglected by her same biological parents. This is why another reason I don't breed. If you have bad genes, like, your mom was on ADHD medication, maybe you shouldn't breed. Your mom was a single mother welfare bum, maybe you shouldn't breed. It's okay ending your line so you don't bring other little children up into worlds of fucked up shit. It's okay if you don't punish innocent little souls because of your biological imperative. But it's too much to ask for people. But is it too much to ask for people to at least pretend they care? Well, but they'd be pretending. You have your answers. At the same time, she has an IQ around 80. I don't blame her for that. Your mom has an IQ of 80? An IQ of 80, that's almost borderline retarded. Are you sure? That's a pretty low IQ. She's barely functional. She shouldn't have been fucking, I'll tell you that. And can't keep a job at age 35. Wait, is this so? Oh, your sister. Oh, your sister. Okay. That's still really low IQ. She has 3 kids from 2 different men who were taken away from her, and she just expects us to bail her out and solve her problems when they are so much bigger than I can handle. That's not your problem. That's your dad's problem. Your dad's a Bernie supporter. Your dad gets to bail out his mistakes. Your sister is not your responsibility. Your parents are your responsibility. You have got to... I cannot emphasize how important this is, that blood is not thicker than water. Especially with baby boomer parents and Gen X parents, which is maybe what you're starting to realize now. Or what you're... Although it sounds like your parents are a little bit older. I cannot emphasize the scummery, the level of scum, the low quality of people that your typical American parents are today. You don't owe them anything. Nothing. I got the poor black kid, I think it was Philly, maybe it was New York. His mom would disown him because he might move out and join the military. And the reason she would disown him is because if he left, she would get less of a housing allowance. Like, guys, you know, black or not, really doesn't matter. You got to realize sometimes your parents are here to fuck you over. And they view you as a resource. You know, like spiders that eat their young. I mean, that's really kind of what you are. So, fuck your spider mom and dad, and fuck your sister. It's not your responsibility. Please go live a life while you're on this planet and enjoy it with your husband. It's always hard to be the one to be there for others, and then when I ask for something in return, they run away. Maybe I'm being punished for the fact my mom and dad don't stay in touch with their families, and my dad didn't even send a text when my cousin had a baby. Whenever I try to reach out, they don't reply. I sent my sister-in-law messages for a year with no reply. I guess she's too busy being a high-power California. Look, you're the one with the problem. You keep going to this well, and the well is dry. I don't solve delusion. I don't solve insanity. I can merely say, have a bit of self-respect and go a different path. Go look for another well. You got a husband? I suggest you focus all your resources and energy. Stop pissing away your time on these worthless fucking parasitic pieces of scum. Spend it on your husband. Before you text your dad again or your sister, why don't you go put on some fucking heels and some lingerie, and when your husband comes in, you grab him and you blow him. That'd be a better use of your time and a better investment in higher payoff. Why don't you hit the gym? Be more sexy for your husband. Why don't you improve yourself? Go study accounting or IT or anything. Why are you wasting your time with this black hole of pain and misery? Why? You deserve at minimum as a human with simple entitled rights to be treated neutrally, to not be harassed and not waste your time. You're the one that's fucking yourself up. Your whole family's fucked up. Your whole family is toxic. It's up to, are you going to piss away your time talking to them or dealing with them? That's the choice. So it's upon you. Do you want to piss away your time making the mistake of dealing with these people? You can. I don't control it. I don't care. You and I are not. You're not me. But that is a toxic family. And you are too precious and too alive, and you have a husband that you're just too damn good. I don't mean to make you sound holy. It's not like you're the fucking Virgin Mary. But you are a human, and you have the right to be treated at least with neutrality, to not be harassed and not taken advantage of. And so you're just wasting it. And you choose to. Your solution is, I choose not to, or I choose to. If you choose to, well, asshole consulting is failed in this regard, but I don't care because I got your money. If you choose not to hang out with them, watch. What's really sad is when you don't deal with them, how they never bother contacting you. Then you see just where you rank. But anyway, all right. I'm sorry, since it probably sounds like I'm dissing my family. They deserve every dissing ever. I've been stubborn at times, so maybe they just hate me for being a spoiled millennial female. No, you're not spoiled. And millennial, I know that's pejorative, but there are some good. Don't let your age fuck you up. I can't control when I was born, though. Don't look. It's not your fault you were born into a group of retards. I was born into a group of retards. It's just Gen X wasn't that big, and we were very depressing. I never has to be disposed. Besides, I thought family was supposed to guide you not just stand back and judge you. It's hard to give you a full picture when it's only on my side of the story. No, if even half the shit you said was true, and it's not like, well, he said, she said. These are actions people have taken. Your brother did commit suicide. Your mom is a whore having a half-brother. These are not opinions. So I could say with supreme confidence that your family is worthless and you should have nothing to do with them. And keep in mind how, I don't like giving such harsh advice, like, oh, well, fuck your family. But no, yeah, really, fuck your family. Unless you've lied to me, this is not acceptable. Not acceptable at all. It's hard to give a whole picture, but could you please give me any guidance on how to deal with it? Or maybe I'm missing something I need to say. Thank you so much, bro. Okay, yeah, dude, you sound like a sweet gal. If we're on the up and up, hang on. Wife. The sister-in-law lawyer I mentioned is the wife of my half-brother. He's a successful engineer. My adopted brother was also married and have kids, but his wife left and took the kids, which I'm... Look, let me finish. I also want to say I was spoiled in the sense my dad bought me a used car when I turned 16. He paid for a lot of my college. So he paid for some, but not all. He got you a used car. But you worked at multiple jobs. Dear, you're fine. You're fine. I understand nobody's family is perfect, but yours is really fucked up. Mine ain't even as fucked up as yours, and even I've ostracized, my siblings, or rightly so. It's hard to cut off your parents. I understand that, but you're fine. You're 100% right. That's the advice I can give you. There's nothing wrong with you, and you're fighting your genetics because you love your folks, obviously, because that's how you're genetically programmed to be. But your folks and your family is a toxic mess, and like me, you just end it. There's no kids. There's no children. Look, be happy with your husband. Go do your thing. Whatever it is your dream is, you go do you. You go like the Acura commercial from the guy. We'll do Acura. You do you. Just stop wasting your time with your family. Make your husband happy. Make you happy. Your future is with your husband, not with that shit pile of steaming dumpster fire shit behind you. Leave that in the past. What was it? The Hanging Chads. They quoted somebody else, but they said, there is no future. There is no past. You don't have a past. The past is not a tangible thing you can go to. I can't go back to my past. Now, I had one, but it's not something that I can visit or recoup or change. That's one of my last Star Trek stamps. I kind of wish I didn't use these. I probably should save them. Maybe get some more. This is a stamp. This is a pen. This is my pimp ring. I should probably put that on. Make sure the girls know I'm taking, even though it's not I've lost so much weight that it doesn't fit on this one anymore. It just falls off. There is no past, but there is a future. Okay? And while you're in the here and now, you're conscious, please don't piss it away. Live a good life with your husband. I would probably not have kids because you don't know what demons are in you. Like as I've gotten older, I realized how many demons I had unknowingly because you're just so busy fucking putting food on the table. You don't want it may not be prevalent. You may not be having it's like herpes. You have it, but maybe you don't have an outbreak of it. It may be in you. What's it called? Subjugated. You have it, you just don't show it. There are probably, much as I like you, there are probably some issues you have that you should not have children at all. At all. Main reason, and I'm glad I didn't, because then I see some dark things in me that were always there, but I didn't know it. And I'm like, oh wow, I would have hit my kid. I would have beat the fucking shit out of my kid. I would have been an abusive father. Shit like that until you have a kid there, you wouldn't know it. It's probably best you don't have kids. Not saying you shut in, go talk to a real therapist or whatever. But given your background, I would focus on your happiness, your contentment, your serenity, separating yourself from your family, focusing on making your husband happy, focusing on whatever your career might be, or your hobbies, whatever you want to do. Please go live a happy life. But for God's sake, you really ought to evaluate. If you're thinking kids, you really got to evaluate that. You really got to, because otherwise, like, what if you put them through the exact same hell you went through and you didn't realize it? You never intended it. The amount of people I hurt, and we're not even talking kids, but unconsciously and unintentionally, that I devastated, broke, without knowing. Heaven help me if I actually tried. You can't. And if you had a kid, like, it's one thing to hurt a fellow adult unintentionally. It's another thing to hurt a little kid intentionally or unintentionally. That I couldn't. I have a hard time forgiving myself for the things I've done to other fellow human beings. But a kid or a child, you gotta watch that line. You really gotta. So please, you got a husband. Go enjoy that life. You have a great life. Just go and enjoy it. Don't let your family ruin your life. And really be careful when you have kids. If you do. All right, we'll see you kids later. AssholeConsulting.com. Give me money, blah, blah, blah. Make me rich. Bye.